Hello everybody, I'm Mika. Okay, just to give you guys the summary for this whole situation of Nijisanji Indonesia is that the remaining seemingly three remaining members called Mika, Riksa, and Sia, that the three of them will be graduating in the period of the remaining 3 months from November 2023 to January 2024, which each of them will be graduating on the month similarly. So the one thing actually that caught many people off guard was Rika, no, just joking, it's Mika. Is that Mika actually got is set to graduate before the end of this year, and many people are actually kind of like very shocked at why is like one of the top member of Nijisanji decided to graduate, even though she is one of the popular streamer in Nijisanji talents group. And I mean, like, she even put her own statement out and like trying to tell everyone that she is trying to move on, about she wish everyone happiness, and she got a lot of things. And as reported by FalseEyeD, I will put the link in the description below so you can check it out later after the whole damn video. The one thing is that if you guys see some of the script that False put up, it actually kind of like proves some of my theory, as well as kind of like raise a few questions that I in the past have been very criticized of Nijisanji, as well as like make people will like wondering, like, is Nijisanji having a bit loss or whatsoever? It's like, is this really a bit L or not? Well, I'm gonna talk about those things in a while later on, but just to let you guys know that this have been ongoing for Indonesian Nijisan for Indonesia Nijisanji, sorry, is that the three of them once graduated mean that there is no more Nijisanji ID. Nijisanji Indonesia has always been one of the branch, and for some way, somehow, somewhat, they kind of like decided to group them out together with Nijisanji EN, and the reason being that they did is like it's seemingly they don't want to branch out the ID to big, or they wish to just close it up entirely. And we have seen it time and time again, like Indonesia, India, and a few other, is that they decided to just close the branch because they feel like there is no market in their field. They feel like it's not worth the time anymore, the investment or whatsoever, so they decided to just close it up. And seemingly, allegedly, or how it seemed to me, is that ID doesn't seem to too big in their eyes anymore, and due to that they decided to just, yeah, let's just close it up. So they combine Indonesia with the EN branch, which make the EN branch being the main branch and ID being so-called the ID the sub branch. But because during the period, the remaining members, most of them graduated since March 2023, so it's like more towards the point of like they decided to just slowly graduate, like one of them just graduate each month, and most of them just slowly just disappear into nothingness for some reason. But the people talk about most of them, not really. It's just that the current situation of Mika had raised many people to be shocked, and even Luca, which I was talking in one of my previous video, where he himself was kind of like seemingly surprised. But in the clip when Mika did in the stream, which I will not talk about, you guys can go and take a look at the video, but I will let you guys know a few parts, is that she did mention along the line that she is aware she'll be graduating, but she is not aware when. So when Nijisanji posts this thing out, like when Nijisanji posts this thing out, that is when Mika was aware, which proved to the point that there was no communication between the management of Nijisanji and the talents of Nijisanji. This just proved to the point that I initially talked about how management doesn't seem to care about their talents. That is one thing. Is that if the talents are aware of it, they will. It's not like, oh, because maybe they're already aware of it and then they go and type this thing in advance. If they are aware, they won't even bother to type up the comment no, or they just talk about whatsoever. It's that they, if the tenants are aware, they won't even comment on it at all. They will just say that they wish to talk about it at a later timing, or they wish to discuss it in their live stream when they are feeling better or whatever. Is that is the but the thing is like, because this whole situation caused many people to wonder like, is it really they are aware of it? Well, it's seemingly that my theory of that the management have no communication with their talents had seemed to be right on the money. Like the talent were not given the a damn care. And this is also echoed by another statement by Kuro of VShojo as well as Madara of the cockroach VTuber of VShojo, is that the both of them mentioned time and time again that even Iron Mouse mentioned this, that they were surprised that the management of VShojo is way better than their previous persona, which is known as Mr. and Nina of Nijisanji. This proves the point that I was talking about, is that the management of Nijisanji has not been very caring for their talents, and that the and the thing is, right, this was one of the reasons why I was very critical of, like, I've been criticizing Nijisanji that they should take good care of their talents. The talents are the money maker for them, and they should take good care of them. But a lot of people will be like wondering like why like they are releasing a lot of talents or whatsoever. But the thing is, right, you guys have to understand, Nijisanji has the most heavy talent pool of many agents, VTuber agency, but they are also have the most people to have their talents graduated. Like seriously out of nowhere. Not to compare other black VTuber company like Wobster and Akio Air, but Nijisanji kind of like raised a lot of people question to the point like, why do the Nijisanji don't seem to care their talents, healthcare, mental health, whatever. It's like Madara and Kuro have mentioned that they have received therapy with the assistance of VShojo, which they both shot. But it seems that the talent of Nijisanji are not receiving such benefit in the first place, which actually proved to the point that people didn't realize that most of the talent are not. It's just that they are working like a freaking slave. And when I say it that way, I'm no longer giving. I'm not giving more chances to Nijisanji. I'm not going to hold back against Nijisanji anymore. I'm just going out and criticize them even heavier, but at the same time, I will also point out a few good points about joining Nijisanji later on. I know it will be a contradicting, but I'll listen why I always give two sides of the coin. Okay, let's start criticizing most of the thing and also point out why some of my theory was correct. Like number one is already I mentioned, the management doesn't seem to care about their talent. That is already been highlighted in a few things. Number two is that there seems to be limited creativity given to their talents. Like people will be like, is it really the case? But the thing is, right, if you actually look at Selena and a few other, there has been, even Mr. had mentioned it himself, is that they were not given the like a lot of permission to do a lot of the thing they can. And Mika mentioned in one of her live stream, like if that is highlighted in Force video. You guys can go and check it out later and watch and listen. Take out the point down that I'm saying right now. And the thing I mentioned is that they say they got a lot of things that they cannot do. They are limited to do a few stuff themselves. So this proves a point that I actually mentioned, that Nijisanji give them a very limited freedom to do whatever content they can. Whatever content that can help to escalate their follower or their community base. That in a sense proves that they are actually limited to do whatever they can, and that if they want to step beyond that, like what Selena want to do, like pay the content other artists for her artwork more, it has to be off of her own pocket money, and Nijisanji will not even give any money to the talent themselves. This proves the point that I was saying, like it's not that Nijisanji is being cheapskate, but the thing is that if you guys take a look at the CEO of Nijisanji is worth billion. If his net worth is worth billion, this proves the point that the Nijisanji is being not it's like they are not willing to give their talent the worth of money to do more contents. That mean that the talents are not worth their investment from how Nijisanji is looking at it. And this actually kind of like cause a lot of people to be like wondering, is it really true? Because for me, I've already been saying like Nijisanji has a lot of people saying like, oh, the Nijisanji will be growing big, but when investment is is part of the whole package, it's a whole different thing. The Nijisanji are looking to make more money. They are not looking into the welfare of their own talent. The talent is just employees to them from now. And my theory of that, if you join Nijisanji as a talent, you are just joining as an employee. You're not as a talent. You're not an artist. You are not whatsoever. You're not a content creator anymore. You're just working for the company. They're gonna pay you a fixed amount of money, and you're not gonna earn anything much except as an employee. So that was one of my theory that I put out, and it seemed that whatever that is happening, it seems that most of that theory seems to be right on the money, because when you are working as an employee in any other job, that you always have to follow a set of rules. You are getting a base salary, and you are also limited to do whatever you are allowed to. And that if you do way beyond a specific stuff, or when you get disciplined, you are instantly kicked out. And the funny thing is that the only time when the company will take care of you is when you show promises and seem to make the most money for the company. Like, look at the whole situation of these three member. Look at Sia. Look at compared to Riksa and Mika. Is that you guys look at it. The follower base show a huge situation. Like, one of my theory was given that if you join Nijisanji, there is a competition, a silent competition to gain the most followers. If you actually compare to other branch like VShojo and Hololive, although there is a huge gap between most of the members, but the thing is, right, most of the members try to encourage each other up to gain more followers, help each other out, do more collab, and at the same time ensuring that each of the talent seems seemingly well. Maybe I know some people will be saying like VShojo don't do such a thing, but I will just bear with me on the current situation. But it seems that because after the incident with Niall and the others, Silver and the others, it seemed like VShojo seemed to improve on that category. But the thing is, right, most of the talent are slowly gaining followers in VShojo and Hololive member, and they are not like having a competition or trying to gain more whatsoever. But in Nijisanji, there seems to be a competition where if you gain a lot of followers, when you get the most popular as a content creator within Nijisanji, you get some sort of favorism. That the top management will take care of you a little bit. But like I mentioned, they are not getting the benefit at all. They are not gonna gain too much benefit from being more of the popular. And if you guys don't believe me, when the 3 people got the nurse for graduation, who is the number 1 people that was shot? Mika. No one seems to care about Sia. No one seems to care about Riksa. It's like it proves the point that unless you are popular, people won't care about you in Nijisanji. They are not given a chance to shine. They are not given the chance to have their creativity spread out, which proved one of the theory that I mentioned earlier was that their limited creativeness and freedom. And this part of the competition is that they are, unless you are popular, people won't care about you. Which the reason why if you join Nijisanji, there's a huge wall you have to climb. So, and that's just like spread to many people like, oh, because they were not given much time to shine. Yeah, the management don't even want to care about whether each member shine. If you shine on the first week of debate, people will start to noticing you, and people will care about you. That is only when Nijisanji will take good care of you. But if not, they will just say that, yeah, you should try this or you should try that, and then if you fail to do it, yeah, oh, you shouldn't do that, you want to make yourself even more viral, no, you're not allowed to. Like, that's when the whole problem start to rise, and people need to understand that this seems to raise a lot of questions. You guys have to understand why I'm being very criticized on Nijisanji. Now, a lot of people will start like saying like, oh, it's just like some of the talents seem to show good faith in Nijisanji or whatever. Like the thing is, right, they actually mentioned along the line that they had signed NDA. They are very limited to saying a few stuff they are allowed to. And if they even show about it, like they will kind of like get instant kick out. If you are good, they keep you. If if you're not good, they kick you. So the thing is, right, that one of the talents that Enforce actually mentioned in his video, go and check it out again after the live stream, not after the video, sorry. After the video. But if you want to check it out, I can say right now is that one enormous talent had raised the question that management has not seemed to be caring about talents, and that proves the point. And that the talent are just money maker for the company. Because if you guys look at over the period, Nijisanji, when they have the heaviest pool of all Vtuber agency, the thing is, right, they keep on pumping wave after wave after wave without giving the talents a moment to shine. Compared to Hololive, Holostar, the debut of each wave is always a long, pretty long, and that they also collab within their certain group or within other people to make themselves even more shine, and that caused a lot of people to realize that there is more benefit or more more chance to get enjoyed by the talent given, and people will start joining them. And when that happened, people start liking the VTuber more, and people became more of the main base community of that talents. But in Nijisanji, most people just join for a while and just say, and before they can either get to enjoy or whatsoever, either they don't debut much, or they don't stream much, or they don't show much, and they kind of like just fall into the abyss of irreverency. So it's kind of like raised a lot of people to understand is that this have been ongoing years after years, and that in a sense that the reason why people support Nijisanji is that they are because Nijisanji keep on pumping a lot of different wave. People are hyped for the new wave, but people don't care about most of the olden wave. Look at the number of people that is like, I mean, like, look at the number of talents in Nijisanji. How many of you would care about every single talent? I think most people will just care about one or two of them, but not every one of them. As compared to Hololive and VShojo, people will know most of the talents already. But as compared to Nijisanji, most of the talents is already graduated or just fall into no one just didn't know. Oh, didn't even know they are actually part of Nijisanji. And the one thing that is that even Zion mentioned in her live stream once, where she is now known as Sayu, she mentioned along the line that joining Nijisanji is very bad because it's that when you join the Nijisanji, you gain some people who care about you, but when you leave, the management is trying to like make it that if you leave Nijisanji, people won't care about you. And if you look at the graduation, most of the time, most of the people who graduated, people don't even remember who they are. People don't even care about who they are. But only people that is on the top of Nijisanji, that people do not like care about them, and for most of them will get scouted by other agency, like let's say for example VShojo for Kuro and Madara, that when they join VShojo, people start caring about them, and even though they kind of like mess up their own when they call themselves like or refer to their own persona, people care about them because they are the top talents. But when you think about the older talent or the people with not much more follower base, do people still follow them when they go indie or when people go into other thing? No, people don't care about them anymore. So it actually kind of like make you wonder like, is it worth joining Nijisanji? But the thing is, right, joining Nijisanji, I will put one good thing about Nijisanji when you join, if you really want to. I'm not stopping people from joining. The reason why I don't join Nijisanji or I don't even want to apply to Nijisanji anymore is that if you join Nijisanji, you will start with a base. People will care about you first. Now here's the thing. How are you going to be the top talents in Nijisanji? How are you going to attract many people to your live stream, to take notice of who you are, to let people talk about you in Twitter, YouTube, or any other social media like Reddit, that people will talk about you a lot to the point that that people will start subscribing to you and start watching your live stream or video to know who you are. That is the question, like how are you going to make an impact, and that in the case that if you do leave Nijisanji, how are you going to keep that base, that fan base? How are you going to keep them, that if you decided to go indie or another agency? That would be the main question that you have to ask yourself. And that if Nijisanji will give you that base, and if you can gain that base, that's good for you. But on the other hand, it actually kind of like raised a few more questions that I really want to talk about. But at the same time, I feel like the more I talk about it, it's just gonna cause a lot of people to be having their mind blown, and or people going to sleep in my my video. So I'm just gonna stop around here. But take a few moments to listen. Like few moments to think about the thing I say. Is it really a BL for Nijisanji, or whatsoever? Because to like I would okay I will take back one of my word, but I will just say one more thing that Mika mentioned. I almost forgot to say about it. Mika said that she will venture into other stuff, which means that one of the theory I mentioned that they are not paying enough. Like Mr. Ray had mentioned it before that they are not paying enough. And one of the things that I mentioned again is that if the talents are not treated like employee, if they are treated like a talent, they are being given the best treatment, the talent like Mika will choose to stay. But the thing is, Mika mentioned along the line that she decided to graduate because if she had mentioned one thing, she managed to finish most of the things that she can achieve as a Nijisanji talent, which begs the question that you guys have to now think. Are the Nijisanji talents an employee or are they talents? That is a question that you guys have to sit down and think. Why am I so criticized? Like, why am I criticizing Nijisanji? There is many other reasons, but I will stop around here. If you feel like this is a topic that you do want me to talk about, press the like button so that I know I will talk about it more into detail in future video, and subscribe for that for more random chat. With that being said, hope you guys have a good time to think about whole damn thing, and we'll see you again in the next video or live stream. Have a good day or night. Bye.